Good morning, you guys. I am live. It took me a minute. I kind of lost my video there. I am welcoming everybody back to Coffee with Nicoa. It's been a while. I've actually been on vacation. As you can see, I just woke up and I was on West Coast time for the past 10 days. I just want to tell you a quick story and then let you get back to your Sunday. And I think it's a really critical story of owning your own way of being, and also allowing the people around you to own their own way of being. And I'm sitting in the middle of a flight. My husband and I went on a 10-day trip to celebrate his 50th birthday, and we ended up flying through Colorado and back through DC. And we were sitting in the DC airport yesterday after 10 days in the Pacific Northwest, which we had a lovely time. There was a lot going on. As you can see, I'm a bit tired, but I did go first. Let me tell you, I did go to the original Starbucks, and I don't have my cup with me because I left it in the kitchen, but we got all the cups, right? The cups from Seattle, the cup from Pike Place, which is the original Starbucks that they were there for like 7 years before they expanded. And for those of you who follow me know that I'm a big Starbucks fan, big coffee fan. That's why we have Coffee with Nicoa. I will say it's ironic that this is the first Coffee with Nicoa that I forgot my coffee, so please forgive me. We also went to Starbucks Reserve, which is this flagship location, which was so awesome. And we were filming. We got an espresso flight, and I got an espresso yourself t-shirt. And we were filming all of the cool stuff. They make the beans there. They sell homemade breads and fresh pastries. And they even have a bar where they have like coffee, liquor drinks. I mean, they got really creative in this location. You have to wait in a long line to get in. And so we're in there and I'm filming. So two things happen. I'm filming. The whole barista bar looks like a science project. It looks like you're in a lab. Really beautiful glass pour over contraptions. And I'm filming with my little phone, doing my little Instagram live, just like, I love to do. And one of the baristas, we're all wearing masks still in this store. One of the baristas comes around and he's smiling through his mask. And I said, "Oh, you're ready for your shot, for your close up." And he goes, "Seriously?" And he pulls the mask off. He goes, "You don't recognize me?" Not kidding you. It was my barista from Raleigh, where I lived 4+ years ago. And he had moved his way through Starbucks and was now working at this flagship store. I thought I was going to die. It was the best spontaneous, random thing to happen. I was so excited to see him, and I've always been so proud of him. His name is David. He's awesome. So that happened, and I was all excited, and we're hugging and carrying on. And that was the big highlight for me. Of course, my husband celebrated his 50th with family and friends, and those were highlights as well, and we're very grateful. But I had to tell you about this Starbucks location. And the message for today, though, is that in that moment, so that plus the story I'm going to tell from the airport, is that we were ourselves. We were authentically ourselves. And I remember thinking how I was almost feeling like we needed to hurry because he was working. But you know what? He was completely present for me. He spent time talking to me. He came around the counter and was fully engaged. And I think that there's a real gift to customer service and friendship and family when we're completely engaged with each other and we allow ourselves to just be ourselves. I mean, we're jumping up and down and being giddy and laughing about life. And I kept saying to him, "I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of everybody that does what they want and creates their life by design and takes full advantage of where they are and who they're with and fully engages, doesn't hesitate, doesn't resist, doesn't say yes, but yes, well, but my manager this." I mean, ultimately, you're in or you're out. And that I want you to take from today is that you're in or you're out with life. I really want you to live your lives because we lived our lives fully for the past 10 days. There was no regrets. There was no second guessing. There was no self-doubt. We just went from one experience to the next, fully present with each other, lots of eye contact. And I even remember hugging my new cousin-in-laws when we left. And I made sure we look each other in the eye, like when we're saying goodbye, because when are we going to see each other? It was over a year. It was over a year and a half since we'd seen each other. And so you just really have an opportunity now as the world opens back up, and which is exactly what was happening in the airports. I mean, there was a ton of people everywhere. You still have to wear your masks. And this one story prompted today's topic of best quote from an old lady. And this old lady was full of life. She was wearing like this very preppy pink shift, like a little dress. And she probably was in her early 80s. She had really cool, bold glasses on, like Apple. What's that older woman, the model who has just giant glasses? If you see me wearing giant glasses at some point, you'll know. These are my role models. And this woman was talking to her husband. It was clear they'd been together forever. And she gets on the phone to call someone. She goes, well, I'm just going to call, I guess, their child or whoever it was that they're visiting. She goes, I'm just going to call and check in with them. And she's kind of loud, right? I appreciate it. And she gets up and she walks into the aisle to get away from all of us, but she's got her mask off. And she just starts talking. And she's just talking and talking. And she's standing in the middle of the walk area where people are coming and going to get to their flights. And it begins to bother her husband. And she's just chatting away. And he's trying to get her attention. Like, he's sitting 2 seats over from me. And he's like, I can't remember her name, but he's like, honey, come here. Come. And she's like, da, 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 da. And she just keeps going. And then she comes up, she goes, hold on. She walks up, she's like, what? And he said, you're standing right in the walkway, right in the middle of everybody. And you know what? She looks right at him. She goes, who cares? And she turns around and she walks back. And my beautiful husband leans over and says, she sounds like you. And I thought, yeah, she does sound like me. Yeah, who cares? Who cares? Everybody going to and from their gate, so walk around her. She is just living. She is just being. She is just having an exciting conversation with her family member. She is just being happy. Who cared was her husband. And her husband cared because of why. What was he making that mean, right? Was he worried about her? Was he worried about the people walking back and forth? Was he worried about her representing him? Was she a reflection of him? Was he therefore embarrassed? What was he really worried about? Why did he care that she was doing that? We walk around caring about what other people think. And we do it, and sometimes it can be to the detriment of relationships we're in, of work, of our kids. So notice who you're carrying. Notice how much energy it takes for you to worry about the behavior of someone else around you. And notice if that's something that you can let go of. And as this sweet old lady said, who cares? Hashtag life by design. Who cares? Be yourself. You own you. And maybe you can make the behavior of others not be a part of you. And you can actually find it endearing, like we did as we observed that woman being herself. I hope you guys have a fabulous Sunday. I think that Richard Branson is about to send a rocket off into space, so you guys might want to go check that out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for following Coffee with Nicoa.